Hi. Okay, so page 23. Let's take up a couple of these questions. So this one, let's talk about the transformation first. So what's with the 2? The 2 tells us, Gavin? Stretch by how much? 2, right. On the test, I want you to tell me like by how much as well. Because if you say stretch by 10, then I don't. Then obviously you actually don't understand it. Okay. What about the 10? What does the 10 tell me? William? Up 10. Good. Okay. So in this case, what's my vertex? Jonathan?
0, 10.
0, 10. Right. So doing a quick little sketch right here. 0, 0, 10. Okay. And because we said it's stretch, I'm just going to exaggerate it to something like that. Right. So for a sketch, looks something like that. Remember, I'm looking for a parabola, a U shape. Okay. Axis of symmetry. Jonathan? X equals 0. So whatever this x number is, it should match up. Because if this is your middle line, if this is your middle point, this is your middle line. Okay, direction of opening? Gavin. And so this is at where? At 10, right? At y equals 10. Good. This actually brings me up to one small thing, one small little thing. I want to talk about domain and range. Domain and range. I forgot to mention this when we did the lesson. Domain just means the x values. So if your parabola keeps going like this forever, what x value can it take on? The x. So yeah, any number. So all x value. Okay. Range talks about your y. So what y value can this parabola take on? Right. Okay, so anything over 10 for the y. So remember, domain is your x and your range is your y. We'll do another example in a bit talking about the domain and range. Alright, because just one small thing that I forgot to mention when we did the lesson, domain and range. Okay, so as I said on the test, I'll keep the same format. Okay, I'll have this and then I'll keep the same format. So no surprises. Let's do the full graph then. Let's do, for example, this one. Okay. So -1/4. What does that tell me? All right, Gavin, tell me one. Just that? Just that? By 1/4. Yeah. Again, if you just say compress, you're gonna only get half a mark. Okay. William, what else happened?
It's negative, so
Opens down. Good. Oh, but I don't want open down. This doesn't sound fancy enough. Right. See how much fancier that sounds? Reflected over the x-axis. Okay, so AKA it opens downwards. Okay, the +8, Jonathan?
It's going to be like such a negative. It's so, negative. The vertex is -815.
Okay, but in terms of the transformation, what happened?
It's going to go left 8 up 15.
Right, so left 8. And then the last part right here, the +15. Tells me that it's up 15. Good. Okay. So, and then as Jonathan said, my vertex is -8 and 15. Okay. So let's do a quick little sketch here. So -8 and 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so that's my vertex. -8, 15. Okay. I want 7 precise points. So what's 2 ways that I can get 7 more points? William, I can use that method. What's my other method? Yep. Table of value. Okay. Should I get the same answer if I use table of value or step? Yes. Okay. It's just 2 different methods. Whichever method you want, I don't care. You guys decide whichever way works. I personally do like the step method more because it's faster. So step method. So 1, 3, 5, and I'm gonna times it by 8. So in this case, I'm gonna times it by -1/4. Okay, what is -1/4? Gavin? Yeah, so for the sake of the graphing, I could do decimals. So this is just -0.25, -0.75, and -1.25. Okay, so Tayden, help me with this one. Alright, so I'm gonna go over 1, and I'm gonna go down how much? Quarter of a box. Excellent. So like right here. So very little because it's only a quarter of a box. And then I'm gonna go over 1 and go down how much? 3/4, which brings me to this exact grid right here because I went down a quarter. Now I'm going down another 3/4. Brings me there. And then go over 1 and 1 1/4. Perfect. All right. How many points did I just plot? Yep. 7. There you go. I only asked for 7 points. I have my 7 points. I don't need to do anymore. If you want, you could. All right, there you go. What's my domain and range here? Gavin, domain? Okay, William, domain? Any x value, yeah. Any x value. And remember when I first did parabola with you guys, I said all the parabolas that we do are always going to be either this way or this way. Will it ever be sideways? In grade 11. Grade 11, you'll see sideways. But so if all the parabolas that we do are a u or a n, what's always going to be my domain? Any x value. Okay, so if you see this question on the test, this is a free mark. Okay, I might ask you that because I love you guys. Okay, so domain, any x value. I'm giving you the answer for that one. Okay, Gavin, as you said, range. Anything under 15 or 15 itself. Under 15 of it. So how do I write it? Y is y equals to anything 15 or I don't like. I can't show you greater than or less than, right? Less than or equal to 15. Tatum, was that what you were gonna say? Good. Okay. There you go. A question like this, you're definitely gonna see a question like this. And how many of you got this? Good. And see how many marks this is? 1 mark, 2 mark, 3 mark, 4 mark, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A question like this could be worth 9 to 10 marks already. So if you know how to do this, you should easily ace the tests on Thursday.
Why is the range less than or equal to 15?
Because remember your parabola goes on forever this way. Can one of the point be up here?
Oh, no.
No, because all your parabola is any point on your parabola. Remember your maximum point is the vertex, right? So that means any point on your parabola has to be less than the 15. Right, so that's the mean range.
So if the y-intercept was 10, then it's less than or equal to 10.
Yeah. Hi.
How many marks in the test for you?
Huh?
There's maybe 40 marks in the test for you.
I don't know yet. I'm making a new test because you guys wanted paper instead of online. So I'm still making it.
It was originally going to be online.
Yeah. but then it's okay. I don't mind. Whatever works for you guys. Okay. I want to go over one of these, the factored and the vertex form questions.
Is the scatter plot stuff you like?
A scatter plot. So this is page 26. Page 26, question 8. Page 26. Question number 8. Okay, what format is this? Jonathan?
But 2 binomial.
Okay, but is this vertex form, factored form? Factor form, right. So what does factored form tells us again? The x-intercept, good. So let me just put this, d minus 56. Oh, okay, so this is, okay, so this is the equation in factored form. As Jonathan says, factored form tells us the x-intercepts. Right? So if for the x-intercept, it means that y is 0. So when the height is 0, so if this is 0, what is the d value? So I actually have two d's right here. This one, d can be 0, or d could be 56. Right? So those are actually my two x-intercepts. Now, where did I get those numbers from? Why 0? Well, remember, factor form tells you the x-intercept. So if x was 0, all right, you're trying to figure out what does d have to be so that I get 0 on the left side. So negative 0.0625 times 0 was that? 0 times a million, let's say. It's still 0, right? So that's why one of my x-intercept is 0. Other than 0, what could it be? 56 minus 56 is 0. So that 0 times whatever number times that, it will also give me a 0 on the right side. So that's why those two are my x-intercepts. Okay, so let's do a quick little graph. Remember in this word problem right here, okay, in this word problem, it's I think you're kicking a ball, kicking a football. All right, so can you kick a football back in time? No. All right, so let's say this is 0 and this is 56. Okay, where's my vertex? Gavin?
0. Oh, wait. Okay, so you identify the midpoint first, right?
Right, so what's the middle between 0 and 56? 28, right. So, and how does the path of a football goes? Does it go this way or does it go this way? Does it go from up to down or down to up? up to down. Right. So I know that the path of my football should look something like this. All right. Vertex, as we said, it's right in the middle. So it's 28 and something. Okay. Gavin, what's your idea? How do I figure out what that something is?
You have to plug 28 into the equation.
Right, you're given the equation, so let's plug it in. Right, so with these questions, a diagram does help because it helps you visualize that. Okay, I'm looking for the middle. I know it happens at 28, and then this will tell me how high up it reaches. So h equals negative 0.0625. The d is 28, and then 28 minus 56. So I'm just replacing the d with the 28. All right, and now to do the calculation. Yeah, so 28 times negative 28. Is it always like if it's 28, then it's negative 28? If it's 4, then negative 4. Is it always the same?
Yeah.
Yes, because it's symmetrical. Your parabola is symmetrical. That's why it's always the same number. And if, what does it equal? Oh, by the way, did somebody borrow my calculator yesterday while the supply was here? I lost my calculator after yesterday.
You have like 3 supplies after you left.
2. Okay, so h equals 49, what? 49. What's my unit? Meters. Right. Okay. So you know how I always like to ask you guys, what does this point mean in the context of the question? Why are we doing all this math? What was the purpose? What was the point of all that? So if I were to tell the story of the path of the football, what happened? Jonathan?
It will reach a max height of 49 meters at a horizontal distance of 28 meters.
Perfect, right. So after 28 meters out, it reaches a height of 49 meters. When does it land?
In 56 meters.
Right, so 56 meters away from you, that's where it landed. All right. Does it have to be football? No, it could be a shot put, it could be a rocket ship, but all the questions that you see in this chapter and the next chapter is gonna be like projectile type of question. So, and then it ends. Okay. I want to do another one where you're given a graph and you have to come up with the equation. All right, so I'll just make up one now. Let's say this one here. Da, 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 da. Uh, okay, 6. Okay, so anything like this. Okay, so I have a parabola here. I give you the graph. I want you to come up with the equation of that red parabola. Okay. So what do I know? William?
This vertex is 2, 6.
Right. So if I know the vertex is 2, 6, which format should I write? In vertex form or fraction form? Vertex form, yeah. Since I know the vertex, I should write it in vertex form. So y equal a x minus h squared plus k. Okay. I know what h and k is. H and k is 2, 6. So x minus 2 and 6. Okay. So what I did was I substituted the h and the k with the 2, 6. Okay. But I don't know what is A. How do I figure out A? Jonathan.
Isn't 8 gonna be 8? Like
The A?
yeah.
Well, if A is 8, your parabola would be really stretched because you're saying that it's stretched out by 8 times the original. Jaden. Okay, what other point did I give you here? You can't see it. 8, 0, right. Okay, so notice I purposely just wrote a 8 right here, but the coordinate of this is 8, 0. So the coordinate of this point is 8 and 0, which is your x and your y. Can I just plug in my vertex? No, I can't just plug in my vertex in x and y because then I get everything as 0. I used that point already. So I have to use one other point. So in this case, I'm using 0 and 8. Okay. So I substituted the other point into the equation. Now all I don't know is A. So I can solve that. 0 equals A times 6 squared, 36, plus 6. Okay, be careful right here. You're not adding these two yet. That's not bet math. You know bet math. Yep. Right. Bring the 6 over to the other side. Yeah. A times 36 is the same as 36A. And then when you divide it, you get negative 6 over 36 equals A. Is that my final answer for A? Which is? What? Oh, negative 1 over 6. Good. Okay, so now I know A. What am I going to do with that? Where am I putting in this number?
In the formula.
For
the vertex.
right, this right here. Okay, I'm going to replace it right there to get my answer, which is y equal negative 1 over 6, x minus 2 squared plus 6. Yep. Okay.
Which question was this? In the
You'll see it in tonight's actually. Okay. Now technically, could I have done this in factored form too? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna review. I'm gonna kill 2 birds with 1 stone here. Okay. If I know that this point is 8, 0, do I know where's my other x-intercept?
yeah.
Where is it? Not negative 8, 0, because this is not right in the middle. It's at 2, 6. Count carefully. Yeah. What's the distance between 2 and 8? 6, right? So if you go 6 this way, it brings you to
Negative 4 0.
negative 4, 0. Okay, so I want to do the same thing, but now with the x-intercept in factored form. Okay, so if I tell you my 2 x-intercepts are these, I can put it in. Also, I can put it in factored form, like this. Okay, what am I replacing?
The R and S value.
Okay, which are?
Plus 4 and minus 8.
Good job. Okay, because it is negative 4, so when I put it in, minus negative 4 becomes plus 4. And then here, 8 becomes x minus 8. Okay. So how do I solve for A in this case? What do I sub in for x and y?
The vertex.
Vertex, right? Because in this case, I used the two x-intercepts. So what's one other point that I haven't used? I haven't used my vertex. Okay, so let's sub in the 2, 6. So 6, 2, 2, plus 4, minus 8. Okay, so then I get 6 equals A times 6 times negative 6. Lots of 6. So so 6 equals A times negative 36. So then I get negative 6 over 36, which is, guess what? Surprise, surprise. Negative 1 over 6. Okay, and then so when I put it in factored form, let me just zoom this out a little. Okay, what's my answer in factored form? Kevin, can you tell me my answer in factored form?
I was gonna ask you that, but
Okay.
Does it matter which way we do it?
I'll say it in a second. So can you tell me the factored form first?
First one, this.
Yeah.
Y equals negative 1 over 6. A x plus 4.
Yeah.
And x minus 8.
X minus 8. Okay. I asked this question in your last test. Is this the same answer as this? Are these two the same equations? Yes, because this represents this parabola. This represents this parabola. It's the same parabola. All right. There's 3 format: vertex form, factor form, and standard form. Standard form tells us what our y-intercept is. All right. So back to Gavin's question. Doesn't matter which way we do. Can I do vertex way or factored way? If I give you 3 points and it's these 3, then it doesn't matter. If I only give you the vertex and I don't tell you the x-intercepts, then you have to use vertex form. If I tell you the x-intercepts but not the vertex, like let's say I give you another point like right here, then you have to use factor form. But if I give you all 3 points, then it doesn't matter which one. Yeah.
What is standard form goes?
Standard form, you'll have to expand this out. So you would have to do FOIL and then times everything by negative 1 over 6. It's okay, FOIL, you know how to do it. Okay, so that's the review. I think the hardest part of the test is this algebra part. Okay, this thing that we did, this is the easy stuff. You have to know how to do this. This is going to be worth like at least, it's going to be worth 10 marks on the test. All right, so you want to get this easy mark. Okay, and then this is the algebra part, which if you know how to do, then you get 80 on the test. If you don't know how to do, then you get a 60 on the test. And depends on what mark you want to get. That's how much you should study. Okay, so for the rest of the class and homework, you are working on page 25 to 27. Okay, 25. No, wait, today is only Tuesday, right? Tuesday. Okay, so 25, 26 only. 25, 26, and you can skip number 4, 9, and 10. I'll write it down. So, page 25 and 26. Do 1, 2, 3, 5 to 8. Okay, just that. Okay.